What's up, mother foxers? I'm going to show you guys something I just learned about this Aces. So, remember a while ago, I was doing this update on here, and it showed you to it gave you two choices, one to go into a dash mode and the other one to go into the interface, where you change all the settings and stuff, and with a wizard and all that stuff's at. And it wasn't very clear on how you actually switch those, because the only way I got it back when I went into the dash mode was to read the update. And but there's a channel out there that I tell everybody you need to check out, and it is Action Vulture. He works for Aces, dude, and he knows all this stuff. And he just showed me something pretty neat. And let me show you how this works, guys. I had to get this in a different position so you guys could see it without glare. It's not too bad, doesn't look too bad. But yeah, watch Action Vulture. He will show you how to do stuff. He works for Aces. If you own Aces stuff, subscribe to his channel. But I was telling you, how do you switch this to the dash mode? Because you can do that when you do the upgrade with the flash drive. He just says tap and hold on the the settings up there, hit OK, and it's going to reboot and come up for you to select the interface or the dash mode. Now you're in dash mode. You want to go back, do the same thing, push and hold, okay. Now you're back to interface, and now you can do whatever you need to do. Pretty cool. It was a neat thing to learn. So, what's next? What's next is this. And I got that piece, and I'm going to show you what I got here. It's actually pretty nice. It is 3D printed. It is a small company that I learned. They're pretty small, but I'm just going to mount this thing, guys, right on top of it, because this has mounts on the sides, and then it has these little screws on the back. I'll just see what screws those are and bring them in through the back. And I'll just put 4 holes in that thing, because eventually I don't know if I want to use this, but and one of the things my dad said when I told him about doing this with the dash, and he's like, what about the mileage? Damn it. Never thought about that. Never thought about an odometer. So, because of that, it kind of prompted me into thinking of just doing a regular speedometer RPM. And I'll be doing, when I do that, I'll do the glow shift. I'm not going to do it right away. But in the meantime, I'm going to buy a little speedometer, like a 2 1/16, whatever all these are. I've seen a few of them. I'm just trying to figure out which one to get that does have an odometer on it. I got to figure out which one I want to get. It's just right now, there's not a lot, and it's just, I'm being very indecisive. It's like, I don't know if I want this one. This one looks bad. I'm being picky, but anyway. It is a regular speedometer, but it does have a hookup for a GPS, which is what I'm looking for. Those little ones are GPS. And that's $70 for Glow Shift's kit for that. But then the speedometer itself is like $130. The one I want, at least, it is. And yeah, so it adds up, man. And then you still got to buy the tack, so we'll wait a little bit on that and just use this. But in the meantime, let me show you what I got. So this is what I got. This goes inside the shroud, so everything will mount to. It is 3D printed. It is from a company called Revision Raceworks. Very small outfit there, but this thing is actually pretty good, guys. It's when you say 3D print, you can tell it is. These things is what I was worried about, but damn, these things are sturdy, man. But that doesn't mean if you go full Hercules on these things, they're not gonna break. But you don't want to go crazy on torquing them. But yeah, especially these ones here being further out, that's pretty. Look at that. That thing's pretty sturdy. So, and this was $100 less than the one that you can get for the Holley 7-inch. They have a few different configurations they'll cut for you. The $250 one is the one you get, you know, from LMR or whatever. But if you want something, go Revision Raceworks. Like I said, I got the blank one. Yeah, and this little bushing here is because this space, and it's a spacer for here, because on the stock cluster it is indented there. See that right there? So I don't know, maybe they couldn't get their 3D printer to print that indent in there, or they thought maybe it'd be not strong enough, although like I said, these are pretty strong. But yeah, so what I'm going to end up doing is putting that thing in the middle here, and I got enough room for 2 1/16 each over on each side, and then we'll drill the turn signal thing, and then the high beam maybe down here or something. But yeah, so what I'm going to have in here is obviously my fuel gauge. I think I'm going to put that dummy speedometer up there. I call it dummy speedometer. We're just using it for the odometer, guys. I want to keep a tally on what mileage is on this body, even though the cluster didn't work when I got it. And then we'll put a oil pressure over here, and then I'm thinking the other one maybe just a temp, and I'll use the old ECU temp sensor spot, and we'll do that. And then the battery, well, I mean, all this stuff is on that dash, but yeah, let me get to this is the part that I hate. I gotta square it up and make this even, where I gotta put those 4 screws, and it's gonna be a pain. It's gonna be a pain, and then I gotta cut a hole to get the wire through there, so I want to make sure I'm over to this side to where I'm going to put the big speedometer later on. You know what I'm saying? This is just explaining stuff and not doing anything, and I'm just talking. But this is what I'm doing. All right, you missed some stuff. My fault, because I was talking to myself while I was looking at this. See, I had this set up on the bench, guys, and when you have this set up on the bench, this lays completely on that when you prop something under here to push it forward, right? And when I was doing my measurements for my gauges, because I was like, man, you can get 2 gauges here, 2 1/16 inch gauges on each side. But when I was on the bench, I was like, there's no room to do this. And of course, this was shoved up here, this was shoved up here, and I'm going to need this space that's up in here for where the edge of that's going to be, the edge of the gauge. But that mark that you see right in there, if you can't see that little speck there, was where I marked one of the gauges, and it just was not allowing me to clear up here, so I had to put this in to see what the hell I was dealing with. And this actually offsets this here, so you can get, I mean, you got another probably 1/2 inch of space up in there. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to make sure this gauge here is all the way to the bottom of this, which sucks. But yeah, and then I'm going to probably have a little bit of a difficulty on that digital dash, because right there is where your other stuff's at. Right there's that hump. Hump, baby, hump. All right, back to what we were talking about. But now what I realize is I got a lot more space to deal with But in order to get them positioned correctly, I need to move them as far that way as I can and as far as this way as I can. And I got to go off this measurement to this in order to put these ones up here. But first, I figured there's probably about 2 3/4 of an inch on each side for that a dash. Now, let me go get it and put it in here. All right, there you go. It's not exactly centered. Sorry, I'm holding a light here with my chest. And you get it centered. I was measuring out there. You got 2 3/4 inch from the edge of this to the edge of this piece here. And I'll get that centered and try to figure out where to drill them holes. I'm not looking forward to that. But anyway, there you go. And this, where this area right here is just enough room for this thing to freaking clear. It's like not quite rubbing on it, but it's right there, which is funny. But so, all right, I guess let me get to plotting, and then you know what? I don't know if I got a hole saw or if I need one. Drill a hole and use a jigsaw or something, or I got carbide bits. There you go, guys. This is to give you perspective of what I was talking about here on the bench. When I was looking at this, I'm like, man, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a lot of room, but when in reality, this will be up here like this, so you get that room at the top. So that is pretty cool, man, because I thought I was going to have to hog out the tops of that right there, but not the case. And yes, I will clean that before we do anything. There's a bunch of garbage and crap in there, but I don't know, I'm just mocking stuff up right now. So, and the other thing I wanted to show you guys what I was doing here, and the bus bars, even says bus bar on there. Anyway, there is 2 different posts there. So there's 4 for that side and then 4 for this side. So that's cool because I need 3 posts. And then the other, oh crap, the other one's downstairs. All right, let me go grit that. Grit that? Let me go get that. All right, here's the other one. There you go. It's a mighty big post. It's going to get a little hoop on it with a little wire. They even give you this guy. But I'm going to show you where I'm going to mount these. And then the moment of truth. If what I planned is going to work. Okay. Took the bushing off there. What do we do with it? I decided to put it somewhere where I wouldn't forget it. Now, I was like, I can't really see that. Let's look at it from another angle, shall we? Now that's up in your face. We should remember to put that in. Stay tuned. Alright, now we're moving along. Yeah, I was a little bit worried about trying to find a bit small enough to get those screws off there. That's why I thought I was going to have to do it on there. But damn it, I tell you, my tiny bit kit has just come in handy again. I love this thing. It's got all kinds of stuff in it, dude. I mean, so I had to replace batteries on a couple of MacBook Pros, and this is the only thing that had the bit for it. And there's all kinds of stuff in there, but I found the little tab in there was a little unusual too. It was like a tapered square or something. But here we go. Now we can work with this thing, get it centered, and now we can really freaking drill those holes out the right way. You know what I mean? So, all right. I had to put some painter's tape on that, man. That thing was slippery as hell. It's still slippery. But I marked all the holes. It's perfect. I put about, this thing sticks about 5/8 of an inch out from this. So I marked it at 3/4. And then about 3 inches from side to side. And that puts that right in center there. So, and that's the inside I was measuring. So, but all right, let's get this drill bit and drill those holes. Yeah, all right. My $160 piece of plastic. Alright, let me take you through my thought process of drilling the holes for these things. Okay, so the diameter of these are just slightly under, you know, it's like 15/16, you know, 1 15/16, like 2 inches. That's probably the hole we're going to drill. So, half of 2 inches is 1 inch. So 1 inch from here, 1 inch from here, put you on center from here, okay? But you got to count for the ring here. So where those big silver marks are is dead center. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over just a bit and up, okay? And we're not going to go too much because we don't need too much, but let me figure out what this is. I think this is another 1/4 inch actually, so I'll take it a 1/4 inch that way. And then before I drill anything, I'll put this back on there, see if it interferes or not. But you see what my meaning? I had to get the center point of what the center of this was right there, so I could get where I got to offset it both ways to another point, if that makes any sense. So just bear with me. It's my freaking math. It's my mind. It's the way it works. Alright, gang. That's mounted. It's not going anywhere. There's all exception of one screw. That's because I had to take and cut down some machine screws because they didn't give you any screws. They expect you to put this in the thing, not doing what this dumbass is doing. But anyway, there's that. I got this and I'm trying to just, you know, by eye see that mark, put this over it, which puts it right about there. So it looks like we're going to be good on spacing here, here, and there. And we should be able to, without any problem, get another gauge up here. So now comes the time where I got to take this back out, pray to whatever's out there that is a good hole. And we got the old Savage hole cutter here, used for wood mostly, but we're going to use it for plastic. Hope this doesn't shred the crap out of it. You don't see it, I mean, where it cut it, but I hope it doesn't, like, you know, crack anything, because we're playing really close, man. See, that is like right there. So that's pretty good, man, I think. Yes, I will drill that before I do this. You just don't start drilling with that. You drill your guide hole first, but let's get these two mounted, and I think we're going to call it for today. The reason why, guys, I got to get that thing for up here and the other one. I don't really want to do anything till because that other one isn't going to be a glow shift. Glow shift does have just a regular small digital mile per hour gauge for this, but it's digital. It doesn't have an odometer, and I don't think I think you can hook a GPS. I'm not sure, but I'm not. It doesn't have an odometer, so I don't want it. But anyway, let me pull this out. We're gonna do this right. We're gonna do it on the drill press, and yes, like I said, I got to drill a pilot hole first, and then we'll go ahead and do this. But yes, I'm taking this out right now. We're not doing this with it in there. That'd be stupid, but you know, people do that. Sorry, guys. I just forgot. There you go. There's the one hole that for some reason that bolt don't want to go in there. So, but that's the back of it right now. Hey, everybody. Frontline to disaster here. So that's what I gave you. So either this is going to be successful or it's not. So got a piece of wood under there, obviously, because you can't hit the steel with the wood cutter thingy. Got the pilot hole. Of course, I got that hung on there so it don't fly off. I don't know if that's... We'll get her. We'll get her. Alrighty-dighty. That was pretty good. Let's see how good. It is not going in. Looks like it's just slightly too small. I don't know if I dare do this. Probably not. Probably have to just get the carbide bit and do that. So we'll do this side here. There we go. Yay! Alright guys, here's our problem here. I'm going to put this in here. And it is just a little bit too small on both sides here. It's like it wants to go, but it's just a little bit too small. So, I got this little guy here. Nothing crazy. Just going to go ahead and move some material here. Ooh, we're getting there. It wasn't doing the trick, so I went and got a carbide bit. This will chew it off. Oh yeah, there you go. She's fitting in there. Of course, that one don't go there. Let's get the other side, shall we? Carbide bit. So far, guys, there we go. And see what's so cool about these glow shifts, man. They're just wiring harnesses. You can just plug them in, boom, boom. And this one has, this is the fuel gauge, so it's got an impedance here, the ohms. You gotta pick the ohms compared to what the chart says. Empty and full. Yeah, it's coming along. Got 2 more spots to go, guys. I'm kind of gonna end this right here. I wanted to get started on this. I needed to. And the other thing is, I gotta figure out. Just gotta get that gauge for the speedometer with the odometer on it to put up in here, and then I just gotta get the coolant gauge over here, so gotta get those coming. But there it is, man. There it is. How about that? You guys notice anything? You notice anything? I measured those 1.25 inches, man. 1.25 inches. That's what I got on this side, and that's what I got on this side. So this thing, I had to hog this out a little more to move it away from the edge there and try to hog it up a little bit this way to get it to come up a little bit, because this is close over here too as well. But there it is, man. I think it's pretty generic right now because we don't have the other 2 in there. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. These glow shift gauges, man. I mean, I've seen this one operate. Haven't seen the fuel gauge. They're good deals in that. And then the thing about it, if you guys got the 7-inch aces, how I showed you in the beginning of the video, I might put a short out on that on how to swap out from the interface to just the pure dash. So, but anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We will see you next week, hopefully with these 2 filled up, and then we'll get this stuff connected and ready to go. So, thanks for watching, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.